It is a lovely evening here, and I am excited. I'm always excited, huh? I'm not acting like it, am I? But anyway, yeah, just wanted to share some stuff um, and invite you to connect with me so I can let you know what's going on. Tomorrow, at the time of this video, is Sunday. So Monday, I do my entrepreneurial musician call. And it's not just for musicians. I'm a musician, so I say entrepreneur musician. So I wanted to invite you to connect with me on that Zoom. It's free, it's open. And I have some things that I think are definitely beneficial um, for everybody in terms of becoming aware of different opportunities that you have um, to earn outside of music. And the conversations that I have with other musicians, we're always talking about, you know, who's got the musical voice, or we're talking about aesthetics of music, and we might talk about some um, theory, or just what we're doing with our business and what's the latest approach to business. And so I talked with a very well known, popular um, producer in the gospel world. And so one of the things that he was telling me, because I asked him, because he wanted me to to play on his project. And so I asked him, I was like, man, what is the best way to go about selling your music or making money with your music? And so he said, it's all about having 7 and 8 different streams of income. And so I was like, I completed his sentence, before he even finished, because, I talk about that all the time, in Ecclesiastes 11, and so we were talking about the importance, he was saying this, the importance of partnering with other musicians and putting our heads together to be able to offer certain services and products and stuff together, because you got leverage. You can leverage the audience and the expertise, experience of the people who are your colleagues, in the industry, whatever industry you're in. And so we see it a lot with the life coaches and the motivational speakers and people like that. They're always doing conferences and offering programs and things like that. And so we were talking, and it's like, man, we need to do the same thing. And so that's what I wanted to let you know. Some things are brewing to where we're going to do things like that. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, um, but I have connections with some of the best. And so one of the things that I'm seeing also from talking with you guys, seeing the comments, or even uh, getting the different musicians on Zoom, um, and finding out where they are and kind of some of the things that they're dealing with locally. And what I'm finding is a lot of musicians, are they have dreams of doing certain things, but they don't have the time, or they don't have the money, and a lot of them don't have the belief. And so I'm like, man, what could I do to help? What could I do to help with that? Like, and so I'm working on some things. I got a new book that is coming. I'm almost done with it. And it's going to be about consistency. I was talking with a brother at church, and he was saying that, man, you seem organized with your administrative stuff, how you're able to just post and be consistent with all of that. And I was like, organized? I don't know about that. You've asked my wife. But I see what he was saying. I was even asking my wife, am I organized? And she was saying, you've been doing it a long time where it's like you've been consistent with producing music, performing. I've been faithful. I've been persistent. So she was just telling me these different values that I had. And she was saying when you have experience, you have organization within how you go about doing things. And so these are things that can be like what you say, second nature to me. And but to somebody else, they're not so common. So what's common to me might be like extraordinary to someone else. And so and this right here confirms the fact that you have to make money with your mind. So because it worked for me in terms of my thought process. And so when you are able to take your intellectual awareness, create an intellectual property, then you can offer that as a service or a product of some sort because there's value in your thought process. And so, more and more, I'm seeing of an emphasis that needs to be made on a mindset because I learned that most musicians they will be fascinated. I'm saying the ones that want to learn and those that have desires to do certain things, they or even to play certain things. They have the desires and they're amused by things and they have admiration for different artists and musicians who are able to play at a high level and have the skill, but they sometimes feel like they could never get there or they feel that they can't do all the things that they see other people do, see and hear others do. And when you think about it, it's a mindset, it's a belief thing too, it's a belief problem. Because, and I want to talk about this too. So here's the thing like everything starts with your faith, really, your faith. Like God is the creator of everything, right? He's our creator, all right? And so, and even, you want to think just not human beings. This is going to be deep. So, God created angels, right? Now, we know some angels with Lucifer's lead chose to rebel. And so they were kicked out. And so there's this battle between God's creation. Like the angels fight the bad ones. They try to get human beings to go with them and carry out their agenda in the earth. So that complicates things because a lot of times men will be inspired to do things and to operate in within an industry forwarding an agenda or the propagating of something that's really harmful to human beings, or you can say carry out a or propagate an agenda that's outside of God's will. So what ends up happening is, and this ignorance, in ignorance, and out of ambition too, we will see musicians or see artists or see celebrities or whatever, and then we aspire to do those things and we end up having the wrong approach and we end up compromising and getting into all type of things that's harmful to us because we've adopted a system um, that comes from the world and that has been propagated by the devil, right? I'll just say it. So and so what ends up happening when you're a Christian, you're aware or you become aware of um, God, you have a relationship with Him, and you're trying to do things right, then you have to renew your mind from the standpoint of, okay, I can't go about doing things the same way. I don't want to promote and push things that are against God or that would harm people. So you end up trying to detox or just change your or get away from things that would uh, cause you to do things that are against what you have now a conviction about. You know what I'm saying? So we're in this dilemma where musicians sometimes that are talented, they got the ability and they've played in the world or they've done things a certain way, then they want to do things the right way. Sometimes they don't see a way to go about it because, of course, you can say that the gospel industry is corrupt, just like you can say everything else is corrupt. But the thing about it is not so much. Um, it's more so like I'll say it like this. It's something that you have to realize that God is the creator. He's created us in his own image and likeness. And so in order for us to um, benefit from our talents and our gifts, we have to get the instructions from him. So all of this stuff can go on around us, all the foolishness, confusion, and all of the stuff that goes on behind closed doors and deals and all the stuff that people are doing to get on stage, to tour, and to put out and be noted, put out records, be noticed, whatever. All of that goes on, but that's for those people who said yes, who wanted to do things that way. All right. Now, that's not the only way. Like, God is not intimidated by all of that. You shouldn't be, as you have a relationship with Him, you know? And so, a lot of times, man, people just don't have a relationship with Him and they don't read the Bible, they don't study, they don't seek Him. And so, my faith, confidence, and all of that it is something that has grown because I desire more of him. I seek him. I love truth. So I get inspired. And so with that, like the things that I do and pursue, um, from writing a book, from publishing music, from doing different things in my business, having a mentorship program. These are things that he told me to do. And the things that he told me to do were able to be a blessing to people and, of course, a blessing to me because I was able to employ another asset. All right. So or I'm answering some questions or some issues. I'm hitting some issues that musicians have when it comes to just producing and getting projects done, or taking their intellectual property or their ability and turning it into something like producing or creating that product or service, put it out there because it all goes back to stewardship. And it's like in Matthew 25 when that ruler was about to leave his servants with talents. And so one he gave one, two, another one he gave two, and another one he gave what, five, right? So when he came back, he went to the one I think that had multiplied it to 10. He's like, "Oh man, this is great. You multiplied what I left with you. So you've been faithful over a few, so I'm gonna make you rule over many." He promoted him 5 to 10. Great. So he went up on to the second one. I mean, the one who had two, he multiplied it with his measure of faith. He multiplied it to four. And so he said, "Oh, great, man. Wise, good, and faithful servant. You've been faithful over few. I'll make you rule over many." So he got promoted. Then he went to the one who had the one talent. What he did, he took it and buried it. And he was saying something to the effect that I was scared, I didn't want nothing to happen to it. And, he didn't. he wasn't a good steward over what he had. He's like, "You wicked servant, you didn't even take what I gave you to put it somewhere so it can grow and accrue interest." He's like, "I'm gonna take this from you, and then I'm gonna put you," what he say, now, "out of darkness." I forget. But the whole point was he didn't do what he needed to do with what the ruler had entrusted him with. He was scared. He was wicked. He didn't do right. And so I always, when I heard that scripture younger, as I was younger, I was like, you know what? I want to make sure I'm a good steward over what God has entrusted me with. So these ideas, these dreams, these desires, I want to accomplish them. All right. That's where I felt. Um, Now, and on top of that, I want these ideas, these dreams, desires, and what I have, I want them to be able to take care of my family, you know? And so here's the thing, when you're younger and you see um, you know, a vision, or you're dreaming about something, or you have desires to do certain things, like it's a mixture. It's based on like you're immature. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we'll know when once we get to 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, because our brain is always changing. We're always learning stuff new, and of course we see and hear things in part, like pieces, based on where we are, right? So in our seeking Him, in our quest for learning, and even growth, our growth that comes from us applying the things that we learn, we even learn new things there. So our whole perspective, just like a scientist would have an hypothesis, an educated guess before he does an experiment. Once you do the experiment, you actually have data that can give you more solid evidence, to support or really show you the real from what you did. And so, if you don't have that experience, you don't have that information, you don't have the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And so, you might dream to put out records or to record your own music, to travel and all of that. But you got to think about it. You get older, and then responsibilities pile on top of responsibilities. You have family, you got cars, a car note, you got a house, or you got rent to pay, you got, bills that are residual that you've created for yourself, and you haven't created any residual income that's coming in. You got residual income that's going out because somebody followed through with these ideas and they got in your pocket. You're paying streaming services, you're paying for electricity, you're paying for a music subscription service, you're paying for, notation software that's a subscription service. You got all of these different services that are taking money out of your pocket. And what do you have that is residual, that is coming into your pocket? What have you created like that? And why haven't you done it? What is the reason why you haven't done it? And so I have these conversations with different people, musicians and stuff, and everybody will say amen, but that's right, you're right. But when it comes to taking action on it, they seem to make it more complicated than what it really is. Like I started Jazz Webshit, for instance, in 2009, and at that time I grew it to where it was earning like a thousand monthly, thousand a month, and things changed where I had to, change it from the website to make a mobile device. I mean, get it to where it work on mobile devices. So I lost a lot of members because of the transition, and what was going on. I had to update things, and you got to keep up with the times. And so that's something that's very interesting too, because um, you can have great ideas, but then you have to be good with managing those ideas and good in delegating things to others. I was talking with another guy, drummer, visionary, and he has some things that he's done. And so we were just talking about like doing podcasts and stuff. He's like, you can't do it by yourself. It's a lot to do, especially if you have family, you got a job and stuff like that. And so we were just talking about that, and I was like, yeah, that's true. You got to have a team, and you have to have the right people who can be consistent and help follow through with the in completing the vision. And so, uh, but yeah, we were talking about that, and I was thinking about how I have people who work for me with my website, the thumbnails and different things. And I was telling my guy today at church, you have to work outside of your business and you got to work inside of your business. So, what does that mean? So, that means on the outside, like what I'm doing right now, I'm working outside of my business. So, you all are seeing, this live stream, and I'm sharing. And this is an opportunity for me to connect with someone outside of my business. I could have not streamed today, and I could have practiced, or I could have worked on what I need to do for my schedule and for the week and all of those things. I could do that and not go live. That's working inside my business. And so there's always a need to market, and because marketing sets up opportunities for sales. All right. And so that's a part of the process. And so it is a trip how I know everybody's not entrepreneurial minded, and I know everybody, their personality is different. Some people are not camera people, um, but at the same time, when you have value, uh, and you have something that's really good that will be a blessing to people, that that will be a blessing to you from you creating that product, creating that service. Like if I didn't turn on my stream, or stream live, if I didn't do this through the week, I wouldn't connect with you. You know, you wouldn't have gotten to know me. You wouldn't learned about me, or you wouldn't have been influenced or inspired, by what I shared. And so even people who are like quote unquote offline successful, like there's a new um let's see, within the last, what's this, 2024. So yeah, it's not even quite 20 years. Like just yeah, it's not like social media and stuff. So all of this stuff is protocols that are in place for businesses that have um, that have been able to grow their business, to post on Instagram, to post YouTube, Facebook, do marketing. I was talking with another musician who was talking about doing ads. He has to have ads running because those ads bring in a certain amount of leads. And so this stuff is going on, right? Uh, this is real stuff. Y'all see how you're bombarded with all these ads, and think about those ads now. Those the ads are speaking very close to what you need, you know, and you keep clicking to see, learn more, and to see what it is. And some of you all have spent money through those ads. That's because they're working. So, but what I was saying is, the reason why I'm saying this, I want you to understand what's going on. Like you're participating in it. Like even from you not participating, you're participating. What do I mean by that? Because you got the person on one side that's a business person, that's business minded, and they're seeing the opportunity. They're jumping on top of it. They're creating content. They're being engaging, with their audience. They're responding to posts. They're posting throughout the week multiple times a day and all of that. And they're benefiting from the traffic because more people are learning about their offers or their deals, or they're calling them for gigs more. They're performing more places. They're getting lessons. They're teaching lessons, more students, or whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so on the other side, you got the consumer. They're just watching this stuff. You're paying with attention. So you're watching their reels religiously. You're subscribed to their channel. You're buying their products. Um, you know, you are a consumer. So you're participating, even though you're not doing it for yourself, or you're not applying it for your ideas. Okay. And so that's the reason why I want to connect with you, because I want to help you employ some things for yourself. And that's not to say you have to do all of this stuff tomorrow. No, it's a process. Like, people don't even understand why things are the way they are now, like in terms of marketing and selling. So here's the deal. This is one thing I learned. With business, right? We're all in sales, and you have to be compensated for your time. All right. And when you think numbers, then things will make sense. What I mean by that, it means this: exposure raises the uh, probability for a potential sale, right? No exposure, no sales, right? Even if it's a store that's on a corner, you got traffic that's going, down those streets that see that particular building, that'll stop and say, let's see what they got here, or I need to pick up something. Here's a store, let's go. Or a gas station for that matter, or whatever. So if you had a store or a gas station that was not on the block, that was like, you had to go down the street and turn around, it wasn't on the main street, that gas station wouldn't get that traffic that it could. I'm saying it would get traffic if people are Googling where's the nearest, um, gas station by my house, or what's the nearest store. You know what I'm saying? From that way. But I'm talking about traffic that people can just go down the street and look over and see that your store is there. That's the same way with social media. The equivalent is that, where it's like somebody will pick up their phone when they're just chilling on a Sunday evening, and they just scrolling, they just chilling. Then your live stream will pop up. It's like, okay, let me tap on this. Let me see what's happening. Or you'll be scrolling through Instagram, and then a video will pop up, and boom, you see it. And I'm playing at a place. All right. So that's advertising. All right. So what would that do in your mind? Like, man, Quamon is talking good, or he's playing good. I want to see what he has to offer in his mentorship program. What does he do in his mentorship program? Right? Oh, his mentorship program. Oh, great. It's just $100 a month. And I get a chance to work with him every week, at least twice a week, when we going over improvisational things, we going over marketing and business stuff. Oh, this is killing. Yes, I'm gonna do this, because I would not get this somewhere else. I like his style. I like how he plays. I like how he teaches. I just connect with him. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know? So if I wouldn't have been putting out these videos, sharing me playing different places, and the tips, and sharing my faith, and all this stuff, like, you wouldn't know me. You wouldn't really connect with me, right? Because you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing with sales. Like, marketing is very important. Like, your soul is your brand. Your brand is your soul. What is soul? Your mind, your will, and your emotions. The brand impresses, or yeah, has an impression upon you subconsciously. And if it connects and jives with your soul, then you're going to like that brand. You're going to be one who buys their products and services because you like what they stand for, right? So it's the same way for us as human beings, with our products and services. We're marketing because we want to connect with an audience. We want you to get to know us, like us, and trust us so that the things that we create will be something that connects with you. And sales, from the standpoint, looking at it just to make money, like, of course, everybody wants to make money. But the things that you have to create have to be things that people feel that they need in their lives, right? And so you have to communicate that so that those people on the other end will be like, yeah, I feel that. I need that. Boom. I'm a definitely buy that, or I'm a definitely, become a part of the mentorship program because that's me. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? By the way, if you want to be a part of the mentorship program, it's shed.quamonfowler.com. That is the link. Let me go here. I'm looking at the comments. What up, Cora? Pinto. So, but yeah, so that's the thing. Um, when it comes to business, it's a numbers game. So that means businesses want to target a certain type of person that is their audience, and then exposure to their ad. The more exposure to it, the more it can, the probability for a sale, right? And then, um, once those numbers are hit, like, it's just a matter, because everybody, I look at it like a pinball machine. So when you put the ball in the pinball machine, you pull it back and boom, it goes out, and then it start ricocheting off all of these different things in the machine, and you can pull the lever and hit it, and it just keeps bouncing and ricocheting. And every time it hits a new thing, you get points, and then you got to keep going so the ball doesn't fall back, at the bottom. And so that's kind of how it is with marketing. It's like you have to put things out there so the people might see this and they might see that. They might see the teaching. They might see my playing. They might see, something inspirational. They might see this and that. And then just from that exposure, because it's a competition, it is, because there's so many other things to get your attention, you know. And so, um, but it's a thing to where, it's not even like, when you think about selling, it's not a thing to where you got to be pushy or slimy or have like a vibe where you're trying to beat people over the head or be really manipulative like that. No, it's like, for me, that's not my heart and soul anyway. So I'm gonna do stuff naturally and organic. You know what I'm saying? And but through my approach and my style, of course, I'm going to be creating products and services, and sharing it with you. And if you want to participate, then of course you can participate and support uh, my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I'm just seeing a lot of musicians don't have that mindset. Like, they don't understand business. They don't have a they're consumers, although they're, or let's say it like this, you know they only have one asset a lot of times, or two couple assets. Whereas their asset as a musician, you can perform or you can record, you know, or you can or you work a job, so you got an asset from all of those things. Well, those things that I named, that requires you physically doing something. But what do you have that's paying you residually or passively from you doing the work once, but you steady getting paid over from doing that? Like, and that's what I'm saying. You need to be thinking about setting those things up. And so that's why I'm encouraged to connect with you and to connect with other uh, professional musicians. And we're putting together some partnerships so we can offer, whether it be training or products, services that will help you with wherever you are. And so tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be doing my entrepreneurial Zoom. And so I have something that will be a blessing to you just to become aware of. And we have a program, and the entry point is just $50. You'll be a part of a program. It's a program that educates you on financial uh, education, about cryptocurrency, and also we'll have some special bonuses. There's some things that are coming out here in the next um, week, couple weeks, that you want to be in on. It's a way that you'll be able to set up a crypto wallet, and there's some meme coins that are coming out. I can only say a little bit, not too much, but this will be given to those people who become a part. And so you could put just a little bit of money into some meme coins, and then over time they're going to promote these coins. It's going to go out to the masses, and then these coins are going to go up in value. So I'm not even talking about a lot, just like probably like $100 or so, $50, $100, whatever you feel comfortable with. But the reason why I'm telling you about this is because um, just to tease you a little bit, just to tease you a little bit. But within the last few weeks, like, a lot of the crypto has just been going straight up. So if you would have had, set this stuff up, you would have been benefiting from something working passively. The market is the market. You got people all over the world that are now Googling Bitcoin, and they're Googling XRP and all of these coins. They're trying to learn about blockchain technology. They don't understand it. But this is a peer to peer financial technology. Blockchain technology is something that is really taking off now, and the money man is in place now in America. So that's why it's just shooting straight up. So you have to have your ear to the ground with financial technology and learn how you can have that assets working for you in that arena. So that's going to be something we're going to present tomorrow on my Zoom. Now, why is that important for musicians? Because musicians a lot of times don't have other assets. They only can play, or they wait on the phone to call. I mean, somebody to call them for a gig, you know. But you got to have other stuff working so that you can do the things that you dream. You can do your own music, you can pay for your own recordings or video to be done, or musicians to record for you, and all of that, or pay for a mentorship program because now you got money that is has grown and paying you back. So that's the thing. Like, your ideas have to be funded. So I think the biggest problem is cats don't have no money, and it's because they only be working for their money. You got to have your money to work for you. So that's something that I'm always gonna be talking about, educating on, in addition to the jazz improvisation and stuff like that. Like, there's a bigger picture. I would not be honest if I didn't tell you the truth about the business part, and even the mindset part, the faith part, because most of people's problem is understanding. Like, your understanding about business is limited. Your understanding about marketing is limited, and sales is limited. And so, although you have a negative connotation, maybe to posting or to sale or whatever, like, think about this. You like to receive money, don't you? You like to receive money for something you created, right? Okay. So you have to learn. You got to learn how to do that. There's people that are experts on doing that, and you got to listen to them. You got to learn from them and pick their brain and see who they listen to. And it's the same process how we did with music. You hear somebody killing, you want to talk to them. You want to know how they did that or where they got that from, and they'll tell you most of the time. And then you can go research those that they studied and learn where they got it from. And then you can have things implemented into what you do. So uh, when you present what you do, it can be presented better with some more soul or more style or more, um, nuanced approach. And so that's the same principle that goes across the board. So I always like to share information and nuggets to help empower you as the total package. My teacher would always say, Music is something, but it's not everything." You know, um, I enjoy it. And I was asking my wife, like, why do I do music? Why do I like it? you know, and it's deep. It's a deep question. And like, why do I keep doing it? Why? And the pay is just not as clear cut as for a plumber or for, I guess it could be, because people want to pay for you to play at a party, or people want to pay for you to play, at their banquet or for a wedding or something like that. Yeah, in that sense, yeah. But I'm saying creating music and then selling the music itself, like, that's hard. That's hard to do because music has always needed to support something physical or something that is a movie or something that is for an environment. You know what I'm saying? It's always a physical location or experience that music has to support. When you want to sell music in and of itself, that's hard. And then, yeah, everybody's streaming now, so they want to get it through their favorite app, like Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever. So why would they pay money for something that's sonic unless it's like an educational program? There you go. Unless it's an educational program, because if you can sell knowledge, there's value in a message. Because when you can create uh, value in a message or mindset, then that's something that people will pay for. Now, your music is just a display of your mindset, of your thinking. But if you actually teach how you produce the music, that's value right there. And so that's why I'm gonna be partnering with other um, professional musicians. We're gonna create some things for you, and then you'll be seeing some of that roll out. And but I'm still, working on music. I'm helping people record tracks. I'm laying down parts. I'm doing some EW bass on some things. I'm doing, of course, saxophone, and working with my team of cats. And we're helping cats bring their music to life. So that's a part of, I'm doing this for my mentees. But, uh, but yeah, I just wanted to share and just extend that invitation to you. If you want to connect with me, go ahead and send a text message to 877 360 4014. 817-360-4014. Okay? And just message me. And the first thing tomorrow, we're going to be doing our entrepreneurial Zoom at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can hop on that and learn about the opportunity so you can learn about, understand more about financial education and things that's going to open your understanding for creating other avenues outside of music, creating multiple streams of income. That's going to be the topic of the Monday nights that we do. So Monday nights is Money Monday. All right. So we're gonna deal with that uh tomorrow, Monday. If you miss it, just hit me up and I'll send you the replay. I'll send it to you because I don't think I made the last one public. I think it's unlisted on my YouTube channel. But one more time, the number is 877-360-4014. Text me there and then I'll give you the information. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Hope this was helpful. Okay, peace.